Okay, class, no? So next topic natin sa review of intermediate accounting topics, receivable financing. So ano ba itong receivable financing? Okay. So receivable financing is the financial flexibility or capability of an entity to raise money out of its receivables. Okay. The entity in a financial distress may be forced to look for cash by financing its receivables. So basically kasi class, no, ang paraan to raise money out of its receivables. So paano ba tayo nakaka-generate ng money out of its receivables? Siyempre yung pag-collect, no, yung pag-collect ng receivable. Okay? Dito kasi sa receivable financing class, no, pinag-uusapan dito yung mga forms of receivable financing. So basically, what if hindi nako-kolekta ng entity yung receivables niya on time, no? Hindi nagbabayad yung mga customer on time at syempre si entity meron din niyang kailangan i-meet or bayaran na mga liabilities na kinukuha niya rin, no, na yung pinambabayad niya sa liabilities niya is galing lang din doon sa mga nakokolekta niya na receivable. Okay? So in this case, paano kapag yung entity hindi nakakakolekta ng receivables pero may mga kailangan silang bayaran na obligations or liabilities. So especially sa mga entity na in a financial distress. So paano sila makaka-generate ng pera out of its receivables other than sa pagko-collect ng receivables, no? Kaya proceed tayo sa forms of receivable financing. So apat ito: pledge of accounts receivable, assignment of accounts receivable, factoring of accounts receivable, and discounting of notes receivable. So basically, class, no, ito yung mga forms or mga ways na maaaring gawin ni entity to raise money out of its receivables other than sa pag-collect ng receivable. Okay? Kasi yun yung primary way natin no, ng pag-collecta ng or pag-generate ng money through receivables, no, yung pag-collect. What if hindi siya nakakolekta on time at kailangan na ni entity ng pera? So the entity might um might take, no, itong ilan sa mga forms of receivable financing. Number one and number two, class, no, pledge and assignment. So basically, class, no, ang nangyayari kasi dito sa pledge of accounts receivable at assignment of accounts receivable is nagkakaroon ng loan yung entity, no? Nangungutang si entity and ang collateral sa utang is yung receivable. Ayan, okay? Kaya nakaka-generate si entity ng pera out of its receivables other than sa pagko-collect. Kasi pwede niyang gamitin as collateral yung kanyang receivable for loan. Ayan. Okay, so I hope maliwanag sa number 1 at number 2. So ito namang number 3 at number 4 na to, class, no? Ito naman ay pagbenta ng receivable. Pagbenta ng receivable or sa English, no, sale. Okay. Bebenta mo yung receivable mo, parang the usual na non-cash asset lang, di ba? Binebenta yung mga non-cash asset. So, ganun din ang receivable. Pwede rin siyang i-benta to generate funds, to generate additional money. Okay, so factoring and discounting, so basically sale of receivable, while yung number 1 at number 2, pledge of accounts receivable and assignment of accounts receivable is loan. Okay, loan siya. Wherein receivables ang collateral. So doon muna tayo sa pledge of accounts receivable. Doon muna tayo sa pledge of accounts receivable. So the accounts receivable may be pledged as collateral security. So ito na yung binabanggit ko kanina, no, di ba? Okay. It may be pledged as collateral security for the payment of loan. Nangutang, tapos ang security, ang collateral security, accounts receivable. Pledging of AR is general, okay? generic, no, general ang pledging because all AR serves as collateral for the loan. Okay? General. The borrowing entity, no, the borrowing entity makes the collections of the pledge accounts receivable, but may be required to turn over the collections to the bank in satisfaction of the loan. Okay, so syempre, di ba nga naka-collateral yung receivable mo sa loan? So kapag meron kang nakolekta na receivable, no, you may require to remit the same dun sa bank. Okay? As payment na rin for your loan. With respect to the pledge accounts class, no? So the moment na ang accounts receivable ay na-pledge, okay, no entry would be necessary. Walang journal entry na kailangan. Okay? However, it is sufficient that disclosure thereof is made in the notes to financial statements. So you have to disclose, you have to inform the users of the financial statements na ang receivable mo is naka-pledge, naka-collateral. Okay? So ito class, no, diretso tayo sa problem solving. Ang requirement ng problem dito is prepare the journal entries to record the transactions. So, Kim So-Yoon company provided the following information in connection with the bank loan. Okay, so February 1, ano tayo sa February 1. Yeah. February 1, 20X1, Kim So-Yoon borrowed 20 million from the bank on a 6-month loan carrying interest of 12%. Accounts receivable of 30 million are pledged to secure the loan. So siguro ito si Kim So-Yoon, ayan, kailangan niya ng money, kailangan niya ng pera. However, yung receivables niya, hindi niya nakokolekta on time. Nahihirapan siyang magkolekta ng receivable. So dahil kailangan na kailangan niya ng pera, nag-loan na lang siya sa bangko. Tapos yung collateral security, nag-pledge na lang siya ng accounts receivable worth 30 million. Okay, so ano ang journal entry natin sa February 1, 20X1? So dito ko na lang ilalagay sa ilalim yung journal entry natin. No? Debit, cash, credit, loans, or loan payable ba? 20 million. Okay? Yung accounts receivable class na naka-pledge, hindi kailangan gawa ng journal entry. Okay? Hindi kailangan ng journal entry. However, you have to disclose it in your notes to financial statements. Kailangan mo pa rin i-inform yung mga users ng financial statements mo na yung accounts receivable mo naka-collateral no, sa bangko. Okay, so ganito siya, ganito yung example class ha. Ganito yung mangyayari diyan. So assuming na si Kim So-Yoon ay mag-i-issue ng financial statements on February 1, 20X1. So ganito ang mangyayari. Ganito ang magiging financial statements presentation niya, no? Okay, so financial statements presentation on February 1, 20X1. Okay, so paano to sa financial statements? So syempre sa statement of financial position, may lalabas na current liabilities diyan, 20 million. Okay, 20 million. And sa notes to financial statements class, kailangan mong i-disclose itong accounts receivable na naka-collateral. So ito yung sample ng disclosure. Ito yung sample ng disclosure sa notes to financial statements. We have note 6, no? Kunyari lang naman, loan payable bank. No? So syempre, papaliwanag mo yung details ng loan dyan at isasama mo yung yan, accounts receivable of 30 million pesos are pledged to secure that loan. Okay, so ganyan siya. Ganyan siya. Okay, so alisin na natin class ha. Ayan. Kasi sasagutan na natin yung May 1. On May 1, pledge accounts receivable of 10 million are collected minus 2% discount. So, as to collection naman class ng pledge accounts receivable, so the usual lang na journal entry to record the collection. Okay. Debit cash for the collection net of discount. No? Debit sales discount and credit accounts receivable. So nakakolekta si Kim So-yoon ng 9.8 million. No? So syempre, Kim So-yoon Company may require or may be required by the bank to remit the 9.8 million sa bangko, no, sa kanya. Yung pambayad ng utang. Okay, so ito yung journal entry natin for May 120X1 transaction. Burahin ko na lahat para magkasya yung solution natin. O, June 30, so the remaining pledge accounts are collected. Ayan, so syempre ang debit natin dyan, so the usual na collection of receivables. We debit cash, we credit accounts receivable, 20 million. Okay. 30 million yung naka-pledge. Yung 10 million na kolekta na. So therefore, yung 20 million na lang would be the remaining pledge accounts receivable. Yan yung na-collect. 20 million. Okay, next tayo, July 31. No? The bank loan is repaid plus interest. Okay, so the usual na journal entry to record the payment of loan. You debit loan payable bank for the amount ng principal. You debit interest expense for the amount of interest. So that's 20 million times 12% times 6 over 12. Okay. Bilang ka ng months from February 120X1, which is the date of loan, hanggang sa date of payment, July 31. So therefore, hanggang dyan, or yan yung basis ng interest natin. So February, March, April, May, June, and July 31. So that's 6 months. Kaya 6 over 12. And ang total na cash, syempre, principal plus interest, that's 21.2 million. 21.2 million. Okay, so I hope maliwanag sa pledge of accounts receivable ha. So simple lang naman ang mga problems ng pledge of accounts receivable. Ang next natin class no, yung assignment of accounts receivable. Assignment of accounts receivable. Assignment of accounts receivable. So sa assignment of accounts receivable class, no, para lang din itong pledge. No? Para lang din itong pledge of accounts receivable wherein ginagawang collateral yung accounts receivable sa loan. Okay? Assignment of AR means that a borrower called the assigner transfers rights in some accounts receivable to a lender called assignee in consideration for a loan. Okay? Assignment of AR is a more formal type of pledging of AR. Kaya parang or almost the same lang din ito sa pledging of accounts receivable. No, mas formal lang si assignment. Okay? Mas formal lang si assignment of AR. Kasi kay assignment of accounts receivable, this is specific. Okay? This is specific. Unlike ng pledging wherein general, ang assignment of accounts receivable is specific. Merong mga specific accounts receivable na nakaserve as collateral for the loan. Okay? Yeah. And ang assignment of accounts receivable class, no, depende pa ito kung ito ay non-notification basis or notification basis. So, dun muna tayo sa non-notification basis of assignment of a loan. Non-notification basis class, no? Under non-notification basis, non-notification, customers are not notified or not informed that their accounts receivable had been assigned. So pag non-notification basis class, hindi alam, hindi inform ang mga customer mo na ginawa mo ng collateral yung kanilang receivable. Okay? Hindi sila informed. Okay? Wala silang kaalam-alam na yung mga receivable na naka-account sa kanila is naka-collateral na sa loan. At dahil hindi sila informed class na naka-collateral na yung kanilang receivable, therefore, customers continue to make payments to the assignor. That is the entity. Okay? Sa entity pa rin sila nagbabayad. In turn, the entity remits the collections to the assignee. That is the bank. No? Okay, so problem solving tayo, class, no? Ang requirement ng problem dito is journal entries to record the transaction. So, Makenyu, Maeda Company or MMC provided the following transactions for the year 20X. So, on April 1, MMC assigned 2.4 million of accounts receivable to a bank in consideration for a loan. Cash advance of 80% less service charge of 60,000 must made by the bank. It was agreed that 2% per month is to be made and the assigner continues to make the collections. MMC signed a promissory note for the loan. Meron kasing mga problems, class, na hindi expressly stated kung notification basis ba or non-notification basis. Hindi expressly stated sa problem. At kapag ganun yung case, no, you identify na lang statement na maging hint mo kung ito ba ay notification or non-notification. In this case, nilagyan ko na lang ng highlight, no, yung hint, no, kung notification basis ba siya or non-notification. Kasi according sa problem, assigner continues to make the collections. Ang assigner dito ay si borrower, si MMC. Therefore, hindi informed yung mga customers niya na naka-collateral na yung kanilang accounts receivable. Kaya ang tendency, kay MMC pa rin sila magbabayad. As if na, yun nga, no? Kay MMC pa rin. Okay. So to record the transactions, April 1. Okay. Debit accounts receivable assigned, credit PR. Meron ng journal entry na kailangan to recognize the accounts receivable assigned. Okay. Accounts receivable assigned. Basta pag assignment class now, you need to reclassify yung accounts receivable mo from the accounts receivable to mas specific, diba? Specific AR assignment. To record the assignment of AR. And to record the loan, so ito yung ating journal entry for the loan. Okay. So 2.4 million kasi yung inassign, okay? And 80% doon yung magiging cash proceeds. However, yung cash proceeds binawasan pa ng 60,000 na service charge. Kaya ang debit natin, debit cash, net proceeds of 1.86 million, debit service charge 60,000. Dito nakuha yun. Kaya, okay. And credit notes payable. So 2.4 million times 80%. So April 5, burahin ko na yung mga pinagsusulat ko ha, para malinis. April 5, MMC issued a credit memo to a customer for returned merchandise, 90,000. The account is one of the assigned accounts. Okay. So to record sales returns, class, no, the usual recording lang naman din na sales returns and allowances. However, since ito ay pertaining sa assigned accounts, we use the account title AR assigned. 90,000. Okay, so ayun ha. April 10, so MMC collected 1.5 million of the accounts, assigned accounts, less 2% discount. So ganun din, plus no, to record the collection of assigned accounts, no, since ito ay non-notification basis, the assigner continues make collections. The assigner the assigner here is si MMC. And the customers, no, continuous pa rin sa kanya nagre-remit. Kaya ang debit natin, cash. No? Cash. The usual na recording ng AR with sales discount. Debit cash, debit sales discount, credit, AR assigned. AR assigned. Next, we have May 1. So, MMC remitted the collections to the bank plus 2% discount. Oh, sorry, 2% interest. 2% interest for 1 month. So, journal entry natin. So, syempre, yung nakolekta ni MMC, ito. Okay? Yan yung nakolekta. And yung 1.47 na yan, pinambayad niya rin ng kanyang utang. No? 1.47 million. So, interest, kasama interest. So, debit. Syempre, yung amount ng notes payable times 2%. That's your monthly interest. Take note last na binanggit sa problem, 2% per month. So, ibig sabihin, hindi na natin kailangan niyang i-multiply ng 1/12. Okay. Kasi from April to May, that's, that's 1 month lang. Okay? Kaya, ayan lang yung computation natin. 1.92 million times 2%. So, total amount of cash is 1,508,400. Next, ayan, MMC assigned accounts of 30,000 proved to be worthless. So, the usual recording ng worthless accounts, debit allowance for doubtful accounts, and credit AR assigned. Kasi it pertains sa assigned accounts receivable. May 20, MMC collected 600,000 for the accounts assigned. So, I think wala nang kailangang elaborate dito. Siyempre, debit cash lang yan at credit AR assigned. So, akyat natin ng konti class, no? Iakyat natin itong mga journal entries natin para mag-cash siya yung solution natin dito sa June 1 transaction. So, on June 1, MMC made final settlement with the bank. Okay, fully paid na yung loan, no? MMC accordingly remitted the total amount due to the bank to pay off the loan plus interest charge. Okay? So, hindi sinabi kung magkano yung exact amount ng binayad ni MMC. Therefore, tayo ang magpo-compute lang. Okay? Siyempre, magbase lang tayo sa mga ginawa nating journal entries. No? You have notes payable here, credit 1.92. Then, nagbayad nung May. Kaya, therefore, ang natitira na lang sa notes payable mo, 450,000. And syempre, dyan na lang din nakabase ang amount ng interest. So that's 450,000 times 9. Sorry, times 2% equals 9,000. Okay. From May 1 to June 1, that's 1 month. Yan, hindi na kailangan i-multiply ng times 2, times 3. 1 month lang kasi. and credit cash 459,000. Okay, so syempre fully paid na yung loan after recording ng June 1 transaction sa payment of the loan. Therefore, any remaining accounts receivable assigned is dapat na yang i-reclassify pabalik sa usual na account na i-debit. Kaya magkakaroon pa tayo ng isang entry, debit AR, credit AR assigned to reclassify pabalik sa AR yung 180,000. So ang question na lang dito, class, no, bakit 180,000 yung amount ng journal entry? Okay? So syempre, ano lang, no, account mo lang yung lahat ng mga transactions ng pertaining sa AR assigned account. And kapag tini-account ang lahat ng mga transactions affecting AR assigned hanggang June 1, magkakaroon ka ng ending balance 180,000. Therefore, kailangan na yang ibalik sa usual na accounts receivable na 180,000. Okay, so I hope maliwanag, no, sa ating accounts receivable non-notification basis. Non-notification basis. Proceed tayo dun sa isa pang accounts receivable assignment notification basis naman. So, next natin, class, assignment of accounts receivable on a notification basis. Okay, so paano naman kapag ang assignment of accounts receivable ay naka-notification basis? So, under ng notification basis, customers are informed that their accounts have been assigned. So, pag notification basis, class, notified ang mga customers natin na yung accounts receivable nila ay assigned accounts. So, alam nila, notified ang mga customers natin na naka-collateral, no, ang kanilang mga accounts receivable. Okay, aware sila, no, or alam nila na naka-collateral ang kanilang mga accounts, no, sa bangko. At dahil aware sila, notified sila na ang kanilang accounts ay assigned, therefore, customers make payments directly to the assignee. That is, customers make payments directly to the bank. Sa bangko na sila nagbabayad diretso. Kasi aware sila na naka-collateral ang kanilang mga accounts sa or as loan ng entity. Kaya sa bangko na sila dumediretso ng bayan. Okay? The assignee, that is the bank, gives notice to the assignor, that is the entity, of the assigned accounts collected. Okay, so since na ang mga customers kapag notification basis is direct sila na nagbabayad sa bangko, and syempre, once na naka-receive si bangko ng collection, the bank will inform the entity na ayun, nakakolekta ng mga assigned accounts. So, apply natin, class, sa problem. So, ganun pa rin ang requirement ng problem, the usual journal entries. Okay. So, Nijiro Murakami Corporation or NMC assign certain accounts receivable to a bank for a loan on the following basis. So, 75% cash advance. The entity signed a promissory note for the loan. 4% service charge on gross accounts assigned. Okay. 2% interest per month is to be charged and the bank makes the collections. So, meron kasing mga problem solving sa receivable financing, particularly sa assignment of accounts receivable, na hindi expressly stated kung notification basis ba siya or non-notification basis. If that is the case, so maghanap ka na lang ng mga statement sa problem na magbibigay sa iyo ng hint kung ito ba ay notification basis or non-notification. In this case, class, hinighlight ko na yung hint, the bank makes the collections. Ibig sabihin, ang assignment of accounts receivable na nangyari is notification basis. Ang customers dumediretso na sa bank para magbayad ng kanilang accounts. The bank makes the collections. Okay, so NMC provided the following transactions for the year 20X1. No? Ay, teka, mali. So, June 1, receive remittance upon the specific assignment of 15 million in accounts to the bank. No? Okay, so journal entry natin dyan, class, no? Debit accounts receivable assigned, 15 million, and credit accounts receivable. Okay, so yun, dahil na yun na, i-assign na ang accounts receivable sa bangko, i-record na rin natin, no, yung loan. Okay, so entry natin to record the loan. So debit cash, debit service charge, and credit notes payable. So paano siya na-compute? So, balik lang tayo dito sa basis, no? 75% cash advance. Therefore, ang cash advance is 15 million times 75%. That's 11.25 million. Okay? 4% service charge on gross accounts assigned. So, yung 11.2 million na yan, class, no? Babawasan pa yan ng service charge. Okay. So, ganyan naman no, kapag talagang nag-loan tayo, usually meron talaga mga service charge na i-deduct, no, dun sa proceeds ng ating loan. Okay. So the service charge is 4% of the gross accounts assigned. So that is 15 million times 4%, which is 600,000. Therefore, the net proceeds of the loan is 10,650,000. Okay. Isin ko lang. So yung entry natin, so ito balikan ko lang itong entries ha. So ito yung entries natin, no, to record the June 1 transaction. So next natin, we have July 1. Okay. So receive notice from the bank that 8 million of the assigned accounts were collected. Okay. A check was sent to the bank for 1 month interest charge. So si Bangko in-inform si NMC na nakakolekta or may nakolekta na 8 million worth of assigned accounts. Kasi nga ang customer diretso sa bangko magbayad. Kaya si bangko ini-inform din si NMC. No? Okay? And syempre, yung nakokolekta na receivable ni bank, itong 8 million na to, ina-apply na agad ito as payment for the loan. No? Kaya ang entry natin dyan, debit notes payable. Kasi nga, yung 8 million na nakolekta, in-apply na ni bangko dun sa loan. Okay? Kaya debit notes payable, credit AR assigned. Okay, so I hope maliwanag ha dun sa entries natin ng July 1. And syempre, to record the interest, yeah. So debit interest expense, that's 11.25 million, yung amount ng notes payable, times 2%. Yan yung interest na ibabayad naman ni bank, na ibabayad naman ni entity kay bank. 2% interest per month is to be charged, kaya we simply multiply na lang the 2% sa 11.25 million. No need to multiply for the number of years. No? Okay. Kasi this is 2% interest per month na. Per month. Okay, so burahin ko lang ulit ha. Yeah. So August 1 transaction, received notice ulit from the bank that assigned accounts of 15 million were collected in full. Okay? And the remaining remaining accounts of 2 million pesos were being returned. Ito lang ha. Yan nyo to. 15 million. yung assigned accounts. Nakolekta ni bangko, 8 million na lang. So natitira na lang 7 million. Ano ang ginawa sa 7 million? Yung 5 million daw dyan, nakolekta ng bangko, and yung 2 million, isosoli na lang sa NTP. Okay? And accordingly dito, class, no, um, a check was received from the bank in settlement of the assignment contract. No? In making the settlement, the bank deducted the interest charge for the corresponding period. Okay? So, syempre, to record class the remaining accounts of 2 million being returned, yung sinuling 2 million, yung sinuling 2 million to record debit accounts receivable, credit AR assigned. Okay. So, kailangan na natin siyang ibalik doon sa kanyang usual na AR account kasi binalik na siya ng bangko sa atin. Binalik na ni bangko yung AR, binalik na ni bangko yung AR sa entity sa atin. Kaya we debit accounts receivable, credit, AR assigned. Okay. And to record class, no, itong a check was received from the bank. Naka-collecta tayo ng check kay bank. So ito yung journal entry natin. Okay, so debit cash, debit notes payable, debit interest expense, credit AR assigned. The question is, bakit ganyan yung entry? Okay, bakit naging ganyan yung entry? Naka-receive tayo ng cash kay bank. Okay. Kasi nga, a check was received from the bank. So, analyze natin class. So, the assigned accounts collected by the bank, this is the assigned accounts collected by the bank. So, si bangko nakakolekta 5 million pesos ng assigned accounts. Anong gagawin ni bangko? Siyempre, i-apply yung 5 million na yan sa loan balance. In this case, meron pa tayong natitirang loan balance na 11.25 million minus 8 million, which is 3.25 million. 8 million, so nanggaling yan dito. Okay? While the 11.25 million, yan yung amount ng notes payable na ni-record natin nung tayo ay nasa June 1 transaction. Ayan, dyan siya galing sa June 1 transaction. Okay. So sobra-sobra no yung amount na nakolekta ni bank, no? Kasi 5 million yung nakolekta niya, 3.25 lang yung maa-apply sa loan para ma-fully paid na yung loan. Therefore, meron pang excess unapplied collection si bangko na 1.75 million. Which is dapat si bangko ibalik sa atin yung pera na yan. Okay, ibalik sa atin, ibalik kay entity yung 1.75 million na sobra, no? And take note class, no, in making the settlement, the bank deducted the interest charge for the corresponding period. So instead na si entity magbayad na lang ng the usual interest, kagaya ng ginawa natin dito, ang sabi ni bangko, huwag ka na magbayad ng interest, ibabawas na lang namin iyon dito sa nakolekta namin na assigned accounts. Okay? Kaya ang interest dyan is 65,000. So, syempre, the balance of loan is 3.25 million. You multiply it by 2 point, sorry, you multiply it by 2%, 65,000. Okay. Okay? So, ganyan siya. No? And syempre, after i-apply yung excess, sorry, after i-apply yung interest expense dun sa natitirang unapplied collection, therefore, ito na lang yung isosole ni bangko sa atin. 1.685 billion pesos. Yan, entry natin, debit cash, yan, 1.685 million. Kasi yan na lang yung binayad ni, or yan na lang yung ibinalik ni Bangko. Okay? So, debit notes payable, ayan. Debit interest expense, and credit AR assigned. Credit AR. So, yan yung ating journal entry for August 1 transaction. So, sa forms of receivable financing, apat ito class, no? So, na-discuss na natin yung mga receivable financing na loan ang nature wherein the receivable is collateral security. So, tapos na tayo kay pledge tsaka kay assignment. Ang next topic naman natin, class, no, yung receivable financing na ang nature ay sale, pagbebenta ng accounts receivable. So, ito yung pag-uusapan natin next time. No? Factoring of accounts receivable and discounting of notes receivable. Okay, so putulin ko muna dito yung ating review session, class, no? So, next session natin, receivable financing pa rin tayo sa review of intermediate accounting topics. Pero, doon tayo sa mga sale transaction, factoring of AR, and discounting of notes receivable. So, ito yung references na ginamit, or ito yung reference natin, class, na ginamit. No? So, textbook ni Sir Valix, Intermediate Accounting, Volume 1. So kung nakakatulong sa iyo, class, ang ating mga video lesson, so I hope na ayun, no, bigyan mo ng thumbs up, bigyan mo ng like, and subscribe mo na rin yung channel para tayo ay ma-inspired pa lalo na magpatuloy, no, dito sa YouTube, no, as gumagawa ng mga free accounting lessons, no, para sa ating mga future CPAs. Okay, so see you on the next session, class. Next topic natin again. So ito ha. Okay, so ayun, dismiss. No, dismiss na tayo. Dismiss.